Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me lies now, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you handle it? Right? Do you want it? Don't put your love on hold. I can't take it anymore. Oh, put your love on me now. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Give me your love, no holding back, no. We could take it to the stars, where you wanna go. The things that we can do, don't need to prove you know. Honey, I got what you want. Yeah, under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me no lies, I always get mine. Don't play with me. So do you want it? Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you feel me now? Can you handle it? Alright. So do you want it? Don't put your love on hold. I can't take it anymore. Oh, put your love on me now. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. So don't put your love on hold. Can you feel me? I can't take it anymore. Don't put your love on me.
Hello, video creators, streamers, entrepreneurs. It is time for AMA today. Did I just rhyme? Hold up. Did I just rhyme accidentally? That is hot. That is hot. I apologize. Glad to see you still very cheerful. Why wouldn't I be cheerful? What happened that I shouldn't be cheerful about? Congratulations. Wait, hold on. I filmed and edited 3 long form videos this week for May. Congratulations. That's huge. Today is, it's good to see you back, Joanne. Today is an AMA. Also, there is something going on with YouTube announcements. Kind of happened a couple weeks ago and I forgot to tell you about it. I'll tell you about it today. And also, we have new graphics. This is a new graphics overlay that is now in the store. And we have another one that I'll show you as well. I see Inspired Gaming in the house. Earthquake edition. Why are we earthquaking? What happened? Did I miss an earthquake? Let's see. Super chat from Sammy. Thank you so much. Last week my channel got hacked. I had to start another channel for the time being, and YouTube support on email wasn't very helpful. Do you have any advice and tips for me? Yeah, so I would say here's the deal, Sammy. I saw that happened, and I am so sorry that did happen. And by the way, if you guys have questions, get yourself into the queue right now by putting a Q in front of the question. Super chats do take priority. But I would say here would be my piece of advice. I saw that you had kind of reached out to them. I heard that they weren't sure that it was hacked or something like that happened. That's all I kind of know about it. But I would also say don't start a second channel right off the bat. Like, I know this was like last week and that feels like forever ago. But what I would say is, let's not jump to that. Let's try all resources that you can to get that channel back before you go start a new channel and just give up on that existing channel. Because I know you have a lot of content there that is valuable, right? And that would be a devastating thing. I will say this, Leslie Samuel got his channel hacked a week or two ago as well. And that, and he got it back, right? So he did get it back. And so I just want to point out that it is possible to get it back, even if maybe, that support channel wasn't giving you the answers that you wanted. Maybe there's a slightly different answer that, or a different path to a result that you could take. So, I think that I would exhaust all resources is my real core answer here. Exhaust all resources and paths to getting that back before starting a brand new channel. That would be the way I would go about it, even as painful as it is to wait. Sometimes waiting is a little bit of a better choice than, starting fresh, just because maybe you haven't gotten the answer that you could get. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for you, Sammy. I'm sorry that you dealt with, like, let's talk about hacking for a second. I think that is it's a really important thing that is happening more and more and more for content creators on YouTube, everywhere probably. But if you are not securing your login information, if you're not, doing two-factor and all of the things, and if you are not being aware of what's going on to create these hacks, because a lot of big channels have gotten hacked, then let's talk. Oh, I had no idea there was an earthquake in New Jersey. Happy Friday. I am so sorry. Is everybody okay? What happened? How bad was it? Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I've been on camera all morning. I'm guessing that happened today. I've been just like honed in. I've been recording videos. I've been doing meetings. I had no idea. I hope everybody is okay, and let me know if not. But okay. So the thing I would say is one of the biggest things that is happening to people is that they're clicking links in emails. So there's this new form of hacking that is coming out that they send you like what sounds like they want to sponsor your content, and then they'll send you a link to a why didn't that, hold up just a second. Wait, hold on. I'm coming back to that real quick. I'm not going back to timer, just real quick. Okay. Now my super chats are enabled. I did something stupid. Okay. So anyway, I would say, don't click links in emails. Even if they seem, really like, don't click links to PDFs or to docs that could hack your system. Be very careful about that. These sponsorship hacks are going around. So be very, very, very careful. Okay. I see lots of questions coming through. I see that I am way far behind in chat and comments. So I'm going to try and catch up real quick. Thanks for the liaison for being there. So for those of you who don't know, Renee works at YouTube. As far as I can tell, the most common way creators are getting hacked by fake sponsorship emails that trick us into downloading fake sponsored documents that are really Windows screensaver files. So that's fun. I see another super chat, Inspire Gaming. Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't know, like, I've heard of YubiKey. But also, you guys, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, okay, two-factor doesn't protect against that. Ignore me. There you go. Read that. So the other thing is, like, I know that well, if that's a point of conversation, maybe you guys should tell me, and if we wanted to do some really, I know you guys got me distracted. If we wanted to kind of dive deeper into the hacking stuff, let me know. Give me like, type hack in the comments. That's probably not good, but do it anyway. Type hack in the comments if you want more information about hacking, because I know somebody who's actually doing a lot of content around that, trying to help YouTubers not get their channels hacked and make sure that everybody is on the up and up there and taken care of and protected. So if you guys want that, just type that in the comments, and maybe I can get some help for you guys. Mark says, I want to thank you for all the resources you provide to go live. I started live streaming for a year now and love it. I use Ecamm and will be bringing guests on soon. That's amazing. Congratulations. I'm just trying to catch up real quick. I am so... I hate two-factor. I honestly, I am glad that... I know you should have two-factor, but I hate it. I hate it so bad. Okay. Questions. Put questions in front of the comments. Oh, is that what happened, Sammy? I was wondering if that's what happened. Be careful. There are alternative ways to get information from people who say they want to sponsor you. There's so much spam, phishing going on regarding sponsorship. So be really, really, really careful about that. Hello, Simon says, good to see you here. I am pulling up something that I didn't have pulled up yet because I'm behind. Okay. Anthony. By the way, if you just joined us, welcome. It's great to see you here. Thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday. Well, I guess not a beautiful Friday for everybody, since there was an earthquake and nobody told me if everybody was okay. Is everybody okay? I've got a little energy, if you can't tell. So this is an AMA. I also want to, if you have questions, put a Q in front of your questions. That will get your question in the queue, just like this says. Got a question? Make sure you add Q to the start of it so we can easily find it. It makes its way into my queue. And by the way, this is all new graphics that are available in the store. You can get it at livestreamingpros.com/store. Templates, livestreamingpros.com/templates, I believe it is. We're dropping that link in the comments and pinning it to the chat box. But there are all kinds of cool new overlays that you can get. This is called the glass overlay, and so I think it looks really cool. I love these little bubbles. I don't know, what do you guys think? Super, super cool. Yeah, your graphics are really cool. I know. Thanks to the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. Okay. Excuse me. I also want to talk about YouTube's new announcement. Is kind of a couple weeks old. Sorry about that, guys. I kind of missed telling you about it. We've got trivia. So we're going to do that. And also, there was one other thing I was supposed to tell you about. Oh, yeah. This is the other thing that we released in the graphics. So Ecamm specifically has new perspective available. So we actually have these cool new perspective overlays that you can get in the store. And I just freaking dig these so much. Like, I think it looks really cool. So I think a lot of you would really like this. I wouldn't overuse them, and then you can get it without the perspective as well. But Ecamm has that new perspective feature. And so you also have the ability to get this in the store, which is super cool. All right. So coming back to your questions, Anthony said, with the Teleprompter app, is it possible to prevent the words from going gray as they scroll closer to the upper part of the screen? Which app are we talking about? Are we talking about Elgato Prompter? What app? Anthony, if you can tell me which app you're using, that might help. But so typically, this is not the case for the Elgato Prompter app. software, which is why I'm asking. But with other prompter softwares, you have what's called a focus box. They use different apps use a little slightly different languages, but you can have either, remember the arrow that you might have seen, like an arrow that points in the middle of the prompter screen so that your eyes stay in the middle, which means that your eyes are staying with the lens. They also have a version of that arrow. Is that an arrow? Sure. We're wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. The arrow, or they have a text box, a focus box that grays out the top and the bottom. That may be what's happening to your prompter. So I would take a look at that as well. Rory, congratulations! 3 years of streaming every Tuesday night. Thanks to Lita. Thanks to Live Streaming Pros. You guys have ruined my life. In the most wonderful of ways, addicted to live streaming. I love that. I'm amazed. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Okay. 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 Real quick. Trivia. Before I get to the rest of the questions, keep those questions coming. I'm going to answer all of your questions. Focus box, yes. That's what I said, isn't it? So we're going to go to, who wants to do a little trivia? Little trivia? All right, you guys, little trivia action. Get those fingers ready. If you, you're going to have a limited time to answer the question, and let's go. I think I'm going to do the right one. Hold on. Yes, I got it right. YouTube recently added a tool for disclosing what? Copyright music, your editing software, your age, or altered and synthetic media. Let us know A, B, C, or D in the comments. Everybody's like, trivia! Callie says, I can't wait to win. All right, the timer is running out. You better get those answers in. A, B, C, or D. D. Okay, we've got a lot of D's coming in. We have, let's see, who's going to, oh, and you're almost over, and it is altered or synthetic media. You guys are on top of it. Not a single bad guess. Oh, wait, Marcus says E, your weight. So this is, Callie's already losing. Sorry, Callie. So altered or synthetic media. What does that mean? You all win, by the way, except for Marcus. You all win 1,000 points to do with as you please, to have bragging rights. You can shout it on the street. You can text your friends. So altered or synthetic media. This is kind of having to do with all the AI stuff going on, right? So now when you upload your videos, you will see a new section of the upload process that has you identify whether you have altered or synthetic media. What is synthetic? And that's the big question, right? Yeah, you got it. Oops, that was bad. That was a bad choice. What is synthetic? A form of jazz? No. So it's really having to do with AI. So if you, and their blog post kind of like breaks it down, but if you essentially add AI in a way that changes, or in a what is the word they use? Changes it in a significant way. Meaning, let's say you add a green screen to the back and you have an earthquake happening in New York versus New Jersey. That didn't happen. And you're, kind of like showing something that viewers could take as real because of AI capabilities now, then that would need to be disclosed. If you are changing your voice, if you are using AI voice, if you're using AI imagery, that changes things in a significant way. And I will say this, this is the beginning stages of this process. There's a little bit of vagueness, and I believe that vagueness to be a little intentional because this is a big job that YouTube has to figure out the world of AI and disclosure around it. And they've always said since day one that they will do everything they can to make sure that no bad apples are using AI for bad purposes on the YouTube platform. And so as a viewer, you are now going to see a tag that says altered or synthetic media. And it's really significant. I don't know if I used that word, but significant was the word I was looking for. That confuse or mislead a viewer, you would want to disclose that. And a lot of people are like, okay, but what if I use green screen and put a living room behind me? No, that's not going to confuse, like, is it, going to confuse the message? Is it going to confuse viewers? Likely you, if you're watching, you're likely not going to use AI in such a way that is going to require you to do this. My community, my audience here on this channel doesn't tend to do that. But you do need to be aware that if you are, if you're going to do flying unicorns on screen because using AI, that's not really going to confuse anybody because I'm being told that flying unicorns don't exist. It might confuse me because I believe them to be true, but most of the world doesn't believe that flying unicorns exist. So it's not going to confuse people, except for me. But there you go. So, that's kind of like, think about that, like flying unicorns versus disaster in the background or on screen using AI that is meant to confuse or change reality, if you will, right? So Kathleen, thank you, your tech coach, for posting the link to that. It's not going to, here's good, more information. Insignificant things like upscaling, audio cleanup, beauty filters, fantastical. Oh, hey, there's, I just said flying unicorns. That's not going to be something that you need to disclose. So you guys are likely okay. Now, it's so fresh for disclosure, they are figuring it out. Yeah, for sure. Like, this is going to be a process. And so the video I watched of flying unicorn pig wasn't real. I'm sorry, Callie. I'm so sorry to tell you that. But yeah, so that's just something to be aware of. If you are diving into the world of AI, you need to be aware that that exists. But again, the majority of us around here on this channel are not gonna be using it. Just keep paying attention, like read the disclosure rules that they have currently. Those will adjust and change over time to get clearer as they go through their processes to see, who's doing what and what's not being disclosed, et cetera, et cetera. They do have the ability, if they see a video from you and you have not disclosed it, to overrule that non-disclosure into a disclosure. So they have all of that ability. Only if the flying unicorns have wings. Right, Bonnie. So if I really do a bad attempt disguising, no. So this would be an example, like, yes, if you are trying to disguise yourself as Callie using AI, you absolutely would need to disclose that because you're impersonating somebody else. So if you're going to use visuals, or I know you're joking, but that's actually one of the things that you do need to disclose, is if you're using, if you're confusing or misleading, and changing who you are would be misleading, right? Okay, I love you guys for the flying unicorns comments in the comments. You guys are awesome. Okay. How are they policing it, though? What are their consequences? Many major social media companies don't really do well dealing with violators anyways. Look how bad spam bots are. So this is one of the reasons that I'm saying up front that right now it is in the early stages. Right now, there are no consequences because it's early stages, as I understand it. But they are going to have consequences. They're just working through all of these things, right? And so, as far as I understand, there's not a specific one, except that they can overrule you and actually put that label on your video if they determine so. So that's where it stands right now. It will change, it will adjust, it will improve over time. But right now they've got to kind of figure out what this world of disclosure looks like. And I think it's smart, to be honest. I think it's smart on YouTube's part. Like normally I'm like, YouTube doesn't move fast enough, right? Or Google doesn't move fast enough or anything. But I think in this case, it's really smart for them to start off small and start off light to figure their way out through it, because it is such a beast. And so that's the only way to kind of go through that, rather than coming out of the gate with all of these rules and all of these stipulations and all of these things. I think it's the best way to go in an environment like AI, that we don't, like, everybody's figuring it out, right? It's one of those times in the history of the internet. So also Liaison saying it won't affect your reach, search ranking, or monetization if you are disclosing it. If you have that disclosure on it, it's not going to. Now, what can happen is the viewer then sees it as inauthentic, right? So if the viewer sees that tag, they're on high alert. I would hope in the future that YouTube allows, or has with the tag, if I were to disclose, synthetic content or altered content, I would want also a tag that says like what it is. Because if it's something that is helping to tell a story versus a voice change or a person, visual face change or things like that, like that's, as a viewer, I would see that different in the authenticity side of things. So I hope that one day we get that. For now, we can actually just add in that information right in the description. So if you're concerned about viewers seeing that tag and saying like, oh, well, like that's not authentic, well, then just add that information in the tag. So YouTube's algorithm is not aware of the disclosure, and the vast majority of labels are in the description. All right. No one can impersonate our goddess Callie, a true unicorn. Yes, exactly. Okay. I have a great idea with AI that I can't disclose, but it can change the way AI is done. Fantastic. I hope that goes well for you. All right. Lots of information also from the liaison in there if you want to dive it deeper. Yeah, Callie could file a privacy complaint if somebody made a fake AI Callie. Like, that's going to be a big one, right? Like, we already know, I mean, how many videos already have there been of deep fakes and AI changes and, like, making people say things that they didn't ever say? Like, that's, I love you guys. I really, really love y'all so much. I love this community. So that will be a thing, and I think that that's one of the biggest things that YouTube will probably, this is just coming from my brain, but like I think that that's probably one of the biggest things that YouTube will be on the lookout for, is those kinds of impersonations, and as we kind of go forward, so that they can kind of make adjustments based for the rules based on that. So there's a lot of there's a lot there. there just is. There's a lot there. It's going to change. It's going to shift as AI changes, and as viewer behavior changes, and as creator behavior changes. So it's just something to keep in mind and be aware of as we go forward. If you are doing something, Zach, what do you mean? Required to disclose VTubers? No. I don't know where, like, why would that be? What are they doing by default that would require that? That's not the case. Why are my alerts not going off? Are our alerts not going off? I have it here. Thank you so much, GitViz, for the super sticker, a white unicorn with rainbow hair. Sorry, creators can... That's right, which is where the vast majority of labels appear. Yeah, Okay, I think I did say that, but thanks for the clarification. Can currently you add like the information about what you are changing in the description, at least for now. Does this cover impressions of famous people? Is it altered or synthetic? Are you just doing are you doing an impersonation of famous people? That wouldn't be considered, Renee can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that would not be considered altered or synthetic because you're not using AI for those purposes. If you're taking somebody famous's face and you're doing an impersonation of the voice over that face, then absolutely that would need to be disclosed. Okay, if you have questions, I'm getting to the questions. Put a Q in front of the question. Super chats do take priority, and I am getting back into questions because I wanted to make sure that we tackled that as well. Oh, there we go. Now we got super chats. Thank you, Kenna, for the super chat. How do we know this is not an AI Luria? Oh, because I didn't disclose it. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Thank you, Kenna, for the super chat. Thanks for the AI and YouTube updates. You are very welcome. I unmuted. Berg. Sorry. I coughed and then I thought I unmuted, but I guess I did not. But no, I was saying, do I have to disclose now? Now I have to disclose because Callie broke my screen when in fact she did not. All right, I'm back. Okay, getting to your questions. Let's go to, I'm so far behind. Wow. Okay. Awesome Wood Things, Matt, I did answer that. So if you have, okay, hold on. I want to address this. Matt said the new YouTube AI generated label is supposed to, please disclose that's not the real live Callie. It's not the real live Callie. Now I'm going to have to like triple disclose my video. I don't know. Renee, is there possible like multiple disclosures now that we've uncovered these new things? Matt said the new YouTube AI generated label is supposed to not impact your video's reach, which it does not. He says, I don't believe that for a second. Do you think YouTube is being truthful? Yes, I do believe YouTube is being truthful on that. Again, they're coming at this from like, this is the beginning stage. And there's, I had a word for it and I can't remember what that word is now. I had a word for how I am describing this, this beginning stage, but I've lost it. But I do believe that they're not changing anything in terms of your reach or anything like that just because you have one. There's nothing wrong with having altered or synthetic content. That's not what they're saying. They are not saying bad on you for using AI. What they're saying is viewers just need to know. Viewers need to be aware that there is something here that is altered or synthetic. All the questions. Okay. When we have Ghost on screen, do we have to disclose it's not the real life Gary the Ghost? I don't know. Now I'm confused. I don't know anymore. Oh. All right, next question. Any idea, Simon says, any idea what software I can use for my DIY prompter? So as long as you're using just like a monitor with that DIY prompter, you can use any software. I like Prompt Dog. There are a couple of different ones. Teleprompter is also the other app that I use a lot. Actually, I think I like Teleprompter better. I just started using Prompt Dog again, and I'm kind of like, I think I like Teleprompter better. You can't just go to the App Store and find Teleprompter, because if you search App Store for Teleprompter, you're going to find a bazillion teleprompter softwares, right? It has a colorful, it's a big TP. If my mods can easily find a link to that, we'll drop it in the comments. If not, I do have, on my teleprompter videos here on YouTube, if you go to any of the Elgato teleprompter videos, I should have a link to my favorite teleprompter app right there in the description. So I would go there. That would probably be the easiest way to find that. I did start Prompt Dog. I used to love. I'm finding some frustrations with that, and so I just started using that. But I think I'm going to go back to Teleprompter again. I'm always testing new apps just because this is one of those things that is like, there's always going to be a frustration of some kind with any software that you have. All right. BK, if you restrain or the likes of it, does that affect if you're able to get donations or super chats? Does it add hurdles for streamers in this regard? So no, what software you use to stream to YouTube does not affect your ability to get super chats. As long as you've hit the monetization threshold and you've accepted monetization on your channel, then you can get super chats. Now, what the difference is, like, getting super chats doesn't put Callie up on screen. Right? Those alerts that we have when somebody super chats that you're seeing her pop up on in the corner, that alone is not happening through YouTube. That is happening through Stream Elements or Stream Labs that you can use to add overlays on to your video and to your live stream. So that's the difference. So you definitely cannot, it doesn't matter what software you're using to get super chats in the first place. I need to upgrade my setup with a teleprompter someday. Which one is your favorite? So what I'm recommending right now is the Elgato teleprompter. Now there are a couple of things. I could geek out about teleprompters for days. I'm going to try and keep this short. So I have used all of the types of teleprompters out there, from tiny little, phone apps to phone Bluetooth to uber professional, like $1 million teleprompters. Yes, they exist, which is kind of ridiculous now, but, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. And so I've used all of the different types of teleprompters over the years, and I have my favorite professional teleprompters that I use and recommend, but they cost $800 to $1,200. Which, once the Elgato prompter came out, and I have a series of videos about the Elgato prompter. If you have not watched that, there's a playlist on my channel you should watch. That changed the landscape of teleprompters, because they made it so simple. There's not a button on it, which there are on professional teleprompters. There's not the need for HDMI or SDI or choices or all these different things that you can do. And I have a video specifically on who should get the Elgato teleprompter and who should not. Like, I have some clients that I work with in our one-on-one custom design services that I do not recommend use the Elgato prompter because of how they're using a prompter and the flexibility that they need. But for the majority of you, the Elgato prompter is fantastic. It's not without its bugs. It's not without its issues. I got to say that up front. But it is, as they work through those things, it's an amazing prompter. I'm using it right now, and I use it in my Zoom calls, and it's a fantastic monitor. It's a 9-inch monitor, but the quality is spot on, and I'm honestly not sure how they got such good quality for $300, 280 bucks, $280. It's kind of freaking ridiculous, to be honest. So that's my recommendation for the majority of people. Just understand that there are some things that can get a little buggy with it. And I have videos on those in the playlist that Kathleen, your tech coach, just posted. All right. IT Ian, suggestions for minimum PC specs for streaming and gaming, not demanding games. I actually posted a video on that. So we can get you a link to that. We have a video that breaks every single thing down. Now, if you're doing gaming, that's going to increase your need for GPU and other things. And you might want to use a better capture card that has that has an output as well as an input. And I have a video on the HD60X that you might want to check out. There is a new 4KX that would be even better for gaming capture cards. But in terms of PC specs, I have a video on that. So go through that and I'll break it all down for you and why and all of that. Food for thought. What's the best setting for live streaming on your Canon Mark II? I thought we had a video on that on our channel as well. Maybe not. But if you take a look at the video that we have on the Sony, those settings, the interface is going to be slightly different between Canon and Sony, of course, but the settings themselves, you can almost match in terms of what we recommend for the Sony to the Canon. So you're going to have to, find a slightly different language or slightly different place on the camera. But like in terms of ISO, in terms of all of these different basic settings that Sony video has, you should be able to kind of like copy paste there. Yeah, it's not a bad price. Like $280 for a teleprompter is below my mind, to be honest, because otherwise you're looking at, sub 100, but you're looking for Bluetooth prompters, and that is not the way to go. If you, that is not the way to go if you want stability. Bluetooth is not stable as a technology. It has nothing to do with the prompters themselves. Like, I'm not knocking on the prompter people, not the prompter people, but I'm not knocking on anybody who sells prompters that are Bluetooth capability, but Bluetooth itself is not a stable technology. It will disconnect at the worst possible times. I promise you. I've used it. I've been there. I've cried. And I'm trying to steer you clear of it. All right. Let's see. The No Filter Show. Did I read that we won't be able to access Facebook Live with Ecamm? Apologies if I misread. No, so you can. I released a video yesterday. If you did not watch that video, anybody who streams to Facebook groups needs to go watch that video right after this video. After we dance this baby out and after we close this thing out, I want you to go watch that video that I posted yesterday. Facebook did stop, is stopping come the 23rd, all API access. So third-party apps no longer will have the capability to stream, to post. So you can't use scheduler apps in a Facebook group. You can't use data gathering apps in the Facebook group, like metrics, things like that. There's a lot of apps that people use in Facebook groups. That's going to be no longer a thing. But when it comes to streaming, you absolutely can. And I'm going to do an update if you're using Ecamm to that video. There is a slightly simpler way to go about it if you're using Ecamm. I did that video because I'm trying to cover all apps, all bases, in terms of the recommendations I have. That's always the challenge when you're doing tutorials, right? Is like, well, what about this and that and that and that? And what about this app? And all of these apps have different capabilities. So I would say, that, go watch that video, do that. I will probably put a video out specifically for those of you who are using Ecamm, or vMix actually, slightly of a potentially easier way for you to do that. But it doesn't cover all bases and all softwares and all apps. Rory, you don't need Facebook when you have YouTube, just saying. Okay, but let's talk about YouTube. It doesn't have community. Yeah, it has a community tab. That's why people use Facebook groups. And oh my God, like I've sent this feedback to YouTube. I would just be over the moon, like over the freaking moon, if YouTube had a proper community area for us to do things like we can in Facebook groups. If they had that, game changer, literal game changer. But they don't. So, you can't. So if you're using community of any kind, that's why everybody uses Facebook groups. You, of course, do have things like Circle and Mighty Networks and Discord and all of these other separate communities, but it's really difficult. I will tell you from experience. I will tell you from everybody else who uses these things. It is difficult to get people to use a third-party community. They're already on Facebook or they're already on YouTube, and so those third-party ones are pretty difficult to get people to actually engage with on a regular, consistent basis. Yes, I actually would. I would want the capability to choose, ideally, but yes, typically Facebook groups are closed environments, and so the use case that I'm thinking, Facebook groups to YouTube community, or group, like I wouldn't call it groups in YouTube, but YouTube proper community, like there needs to be a better word for it. But those apples to apples, I would want the capability to kind of have a little bit of adjustment, like maybe subscribers only, members only. I wouldn't want it to be open to everybody for sure. But so just for what it's worth, I use Facebook groups for our challenges. So for LIDA or for our 5-day challenges that we've been doing, where people register through our website, or they could, if we could get access to that list, which YouTube is not likely to do, but there might be some alternative options here. But like if people could register for a challenge that gets them access into a community like this, then I would be able to then go live in there. Our viewers, see, this is the one thing that I think we have a bit of a different need than the majority of people. I would want our viewers to be, or our members or our subscribers or our registrants to be able to go live inside of the group as well. That's a thing that we do very differently than a lot of other people. Most people have a Facebook group that they go live into, but not everybody goes live inside of the Facebook group like we do. But it's a really powerful feature that has always existed in Facebook groups. Okay. Yes, we want it all. Who wants to add more to their plate? Log in here, there, and everywhere. It gets old, for sure. They had Google Plus and YouTubers hated it. That's true. That is true. Yeah, that's a good point, though. But maybe the world has changed. Maybe we just need to be bringing back Google Plus. I miss Google Plus as well. I did too. I missed that for a long time. Facebook is really weird. I logged in one day and suddenly could not post in their groups. It no longer works. Facebook is buggy as... Facebook is very buggy. Facebook does things like... ridiculous. Facebook does things like tell you that they want you to comment to get the algorithm effect going, right? Like, the more you comment in your groups or on your page, the more engagement you're going to get, and the more people will see you, and like people will get notifications of your post in the group. And then you comment as the owner of the group, not too much, and they chop you down. They put you in Facebook jail, and that happens all the time with my Facebook group challenges, as well as the other entrepreneurs that run challenges in Facebook groups. It happens constantly. And what's the line of too much? There's no line. It doesn't matter. It may be 50 comments. It may be 10. It may be 250, like maybe 500. We don't know. We don't know. Bring back MySpace. Let's just bring back MySpace. Let's just do it. I know Justin Timberlake tried. I don't know what happened to it. Okay. Let's see. Bill, can you add a larger lens to your camera and have it fit with the Elgato prompter? So, the Elgato prompter has multiple backplates. I show that to you in one of the videos on the playlist on this channel. But the open backplate, it's for any camera that you want to fit, any lens that you want to fit. And so you can get, rings that attach it to specifically this lens, but you can just have the open backplate that then has a shroud on it so that it cuts out the light, and you're good to go. You should be able to use anything. Now, the one caveat I will say, don't use a zoom lens on the Elgato prompter. Do not use a zoom lens on the Elgato prompter. Do not use a zoom lens on the Elgato prompter unless you're using it with that open backplate that I talked about. That is the only way you should use a zoom lens, or a bigger lens is with that open backplate. But they have all of that in the box. I know. All right. We have more trivia. I got distracted talking about Facebook. We have more trivia. Y'all want some more trivia? Let's see what else we got. All right. The duck in StreamYard's logo is called what? Sammy? Drake? Larry? Puddles? Which one? Let us know. You have, get your fingers going. You're about to run out of time. You're about halfway through A, B, C, or D. Let us know, and you're going to win 1,000 points if you get it right, to use however you want. Skid, you're hilarious. I don't see any guesses coming through. Are we not on low latency here? What's going on? Okay, there we go. It all just piled in. It is Puddles. Roy, you get 1,000 points. Roy does. Joanne does. BK does not. Bonnie does not. Kenna does. C, Dark. Drake. Those of you who guessed D, congratulations, 1,000 more points. Who has 2,000 points at this point? It's been a bit buffery, has it? Oh, bark. That's not good. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I have been having a little bit of internet issues lately. We all need to click live. What? Whoa! What happened? What do you mean, Paul? What do you mean? Okay. So if you... Puddles? I thought I read it as poodles. Give me a margarita. All right. Margarita, right for you. There you go. All right. Let's see. Anyone know of a current Canon camcorder models that have clean HDMI? You can look at, so Elgato has a, if you're using the Cam Link, if you're using a different capture card, this may be slightly different, but any Elgato capture card, and it should probably be the same for any capture card, but Elgato has done the work of community capturing what cameras work with capture cards, meaning they have clean HDMI and they don't shut you off after 30 minutes. So I would highly recommend taking a look at that list and seeing if there's any Canon camcorder on that. That's usually the best way, easiest way. You can Google search X model clean HDMI, but sometimes it's a kind of a spider web trying to figure that out. So I just go straight to that Elgato link to just see, like, is there something here that works? When you hover over a stream on YouTube, there's a live button. You want everybody to click it? I'm confused. I'm sorry. Follow up using Cam Link. Okay, yeah. So Joanne, just we probably have that link that we can drop, but if you Google Elgato camera check. If you Google Elgato camera check, it should probably come up in Google. Let's see, in terms of lenses, my 20mm pancake lens also had issues with the Elgato frame because of autofocus. I had to switch to the mount. 24-70 is fine as long as I don't zoom it, but the autofocus doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to attach the lens you don't want to attach the Elgato prompter to the lens with the ring option if you're using some of those other ones. If a stream buffers, you can get behind. Clicking live takes you to live. Oh! Sorry. Whoosh! Appreciate the clarification on that, Paul. So you guys can all click that. Wing, wing. All right. Okay, you guys. What other questions do you have? We have more trivia. You want to do some more trivia? More trivia alert. Let's see. I already did. I don't remember if I did this one yet. Oh, and if you did not yet go to the graphics store and get your new graphics, we have 2 new graphics packs. I didn't even show you this other one. We'll do trivia after. Hold please. Hold please. So we have this one. The perspective lists that you can add to your Ecamm, and you can customize these colors, and you can customize the text, of course, as well. But if you go here, you can see the new glass profile that I've been using today. So you could add like text on screen, and you can do all of these different layouts. This is what you can buy in the store currently. Some people had asked us for it because I had used it, and I had used this and it wasn't in our store. It was just something Paul gave to me to use for something. It was an example for something, and people have been asking for this glass effect and these bubbles. So I think it looks pretty cool. I dig this one a lot. So you have all of these different options that you can get in the store now, and you can get that at livestreamingpros.com/templates, and you will see the different template options. These are our newest ones right here. These 2. Are you seeing my mouse? You're not even seeing my mouse. Why are you not seeing my mouse? Oh well. There it is. Here, these 2 are the ones that I've shown you today. We released this a while back, and then you have a couple of new ones as well. So you can kind of browse through there and see all the customizable templates. Now these, when I say customizable templates, what I'm talking about is we give you a file, you download it, you double click it, and it just pops into Ecamm. It just opens into Ecamm. And then you can customize the colors, you can customize the text, you can customize layouts if you want to do. You could change a circle to a square if you wanted to. Like, you have full customization control through these customizable templates. So that we mean customizable. And for record, like, we used to charge a lot of money to our kind of one-on-one clients to do customizable graphics packs, and then Ecamm came out with this kind of capability, and like, I don't sell those anymore because this is so much cheaper and easier. So just for what it's worth. All right. We have lots of questions still. Okay, coming back to questions. Joanne, so back on my previous live streaming on commercial business issue. Did I miss something? Can high traffic internet outside the shop cause issues? At home, I'm fine. Okay, I missed the original. I did not see that. Let me scroll up, see if there's more context here. I didn't see what you were referring to. So you're in your business, when you say outside the shop, so you're basically saying when you're in your shop, you're getting lower internet or buffier or internet, because that's a technical term for you, versus your home internet. regardless, you're sharing internet. If you're paying for business level internet in your shop, then you get more dedicated throughput for that. And so that's one thing to consider, is they're going to charge you for it. But if you're not getting the internet that you need in your shop, then you can, level up that connection. You're asking, can high internet traffic outside the shop? Yes, because if you're not paying for that dedicated line, then you are being affected by other people's, so I'm not going to get technical, but there's like a section in the neighborhood that then distributes the internet to different people in different locations, right? And so you're then sharing all of that internet with other people. So other people's traffic can absolutely affect yours. And so you want to be connected via Ethernet, et cetera, et cetera. Trying to live stream in a new remote location. Yes, buffering, bad. Yeah. So definitely, check your speeds, connect to Ethernet, see if, see if you can talk to them. If you're not getting what they promised you or what you're paying for, you can make a big complaint. Traditionally, internet companies are very bad at lying to you about what they are sending you, and it's on your side if you're not getting what they promised or what you're paying for. But if you get the right technician to tell you the truth, which I have had multiple times, they'll tell you like it is, and they don't always send you what you're paying for. So that's something to consider. So yeah, do your speed test, see what you're getting compared to what you're paying for, make a big fuss if you have to. And then level up into dedicated if you need to. It is solvable. I'm not paying the bill, but we are occasional StreamYards like I do at home, always hardwired. Okay. Yeah, it's solvable. Different locations are going to get different service levels, to be honest. And then you also asked how to use these graphics with StreamYard. We do have StreamYard capable graphics on the store, so you can look through things that say StreamYard on them. But that is a limitation of StreamYard, is that it can't do all of the things that Ecamm and vMix and OBS can do. So just heads up. All right. Are you guys ready? I did not load credits because I'm a dork. And I totally forgot. I'm in a new profile, so I don't have credits. But we can dance this baby out together anyway. I can just put myself on mute if you want. Does everyone want to roll those? We're not going to roll those beautiful bean credits, but you can put your dancing shoes on and dance this baby out with me. Thank you so much. I hope everybody does something fun for the weekend. And the most important, funny. I did have some sprouts recently, though. I will tell you that. I did have some sprouts. So there you go. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that you all do something fun for yourself. Oh, more trivia. You want more trivia? You want one more trivia question? Hold on. One more trivia question. Ready? Before we dance this baby out, put those dancing shoes on while you're typing, because you can multitask that way. Trivia question. When you are late, Callie expects you to bring cookies, eggs, coffee crisp, or unicorn poop. That's relevant today. I got the coughs. All right, get those in. A, B, C, or D. And this is a trick question. It's not what I ask you. It's what Callie asks you. So it is a bit of a trick question. Just heads up. And almost. Get those in. A, B, C, or D. Boom. Eggs. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I ask you for cookies. She asks you for eggs. Mine's way more delicious. So we got a mixture of, a lot of people said A. Y'all, every time I ask you a question, this same question, I've asked you this multiple times, and y'all aren't paying very close attention. I will say that. I love this community. Y'all are the best community on the internet. sometimes you're not paying attention to the nuances between me and Callie. So I just want to point this out. Callie's very upset at you right now. I ask you for cookies. Callie demands eggs. So that's just a bag of $100 bills. I'll go with that one. Yeah, yes, please. Eggs, come on. Oh, boy. All right, y'all, next time I ask you this, I demand that you remember Callie versus me, because we are not the same person. Eggs. Egg cookies. We can do egg cookies. I love you all. Definitely have a great weekend. I'm going to put on some music. We can dance this baby out together. Thank you for all the great questions. Thank you for hanging out with me and making me laugh, and which then in turn made me cough and hit my mute button and then forget to turn it off. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I do appreciate the laughs. Eggs, really? See, Callie? See, Callie? No one gets it. That's why they don't remember, because it doesn't make any sense. Alrighty. Have a wonderful day. I am stalling right now because I'm trying to find the right. There we go. Let's go. I love you guys. Bye.